The whole principle of natural horsemanship is understanding psychologically how they interact with each other in the herd, how they ask each other things in the herd, how they ask for respect from each other in the herd. We mirror their body language and we use our body language to respectfully ask them what we need from them. The idea of working in the round pen is to show the horse, in this herd of two, I'm in charge, not the horse. In here, I make all the decisions, where she puts her feet, how fast she goes, what direction she goes in, which reinforces to her. In the wild, this is what the lead mares do with the younger horses. This is how they teach the horses to respect them and respect their space. So I'm going to send her to work in a minute. We just use the twirling rope just to add some pressure to her, just to get her moving. She's quite steady, this horse. She's not going to really react to what I do. Hup. That snaking of the neck, her coming in towards me, that snaking is her saying, ugh, don't want you to do this to me. Now I'm going to ask her to change direction. There's a little bit of resistance. She's still on a small circle, she's not going miles away from me. She's saying, okay, I could kind of see it your way, we'll ask for another change. At the moment she's turning away from me, that's not a problem initially. But in the end we want to get some nice soft turns of her towards me. Again, that snaking is just her saying, don't like you doing that. I don't like you controlling where I go. I'm pointing at the outside eye, just to encourage her to turn. That's better, that's a lot softer. We haven't got that big snake now when I'm asking for the turns. Good girl. I turn her at different points around the pen, so she doesn't get used to always turning in the same place. This is the rope halter that we use. It's a pressure halter. The knots are designed to apply pressure on the horse's face, but they apply it quickly, but they also release it quickly. And it's that release of pressure that teaches the horse that it's done the right thing. It also applies some pressure across the top of the pole. So if I need to pull on this, she gets pressure across her nose, either side of her face and across the pole. It's not a harsh pressure if you just use a short, sharp pull on the lead rope to let her know what you want her to do. But as soon as you stop pulling, it releases all pressure on her. And that's how she learns that she just did the right thing. She just did what I asked her to do because no pressure is any longer applied. So we're going to lead her round. If she comes in too close to me, I'm going to send her back on the rope halter. And to send her back, I'm going to get right in her space, stand in front of her already. She's moving out of my space. She has to respect the space around my feet. And if I walk into her space, I want her to step out of mine because mine is far more important than hers. So just by very gentle pressure on the lead rope, and as soon as she moves, I take that pressure off. She then knows I did that right, I move back. And again, if we move forward, just some gentle pressure on the lead rope. As soon as she takes a step forward, all the pressure is released, all taken off her. She's got her ears back, she's saying, ooh, you just control me. Now she's getting ahead of me, so I'm going to pull her around on that rope halter. So as she starts to learn a bit more respect when she's on the rope halter, I'm going to send her back a lot. Because if she's going to keep pushing into me, I want her to get out of my space. I'm hardly applying anything here. If she's moving back from me, I'm not going to keep putting pressure on her. All I'm doing now is pointing at her chest as I step into her space, and I want her to step out of mine. I want her to respect my space so much that she has to get out of it. In the herd, that's what she would do with the mares. If a lead mare stepped into her quickly, she would quickly move out of the way. That's the kind of respect I want from her. When she's happily following me on the end of the rope, no pressure is applied whatsoever. If she stopped now, I'd give her some pressure. If she was to trot off in front of me, I'd certainly pull her back on the halter and make her take a step back. If she didn't stop, I'd apply pressure on that rope halter. A handy thing to teach your horse to do is to move its back end out of your space, because its back end is the end that's going to hurt you. The back end, if they choose to show you, it can do you a lot of damage. So to do that, we're going to gently tip her head round to this side. I'm going to focus on her back leg, the one nearest me. I'm going to put all my eye focus on that back leg and ask her to move her back end out of my space. I want her to be so aware of my space that she wants to get her back end out of my way. That's her showing me the most respect, is saying I'm going to take my back end away from you. She knows that's disrespectful to show me that back end. I'm focusing completely on her back leg. I'm not pulling her around by her head. Her head's following me because she's just learnt in the round pen that she has to follow me with her head. I'm moving that back end out of the way with my eyes, a little bit of impulsion in my hand, just to let her know that she's got to move her legs out of my way. And then I want her to stop. If she walked into me there, I'd then send her back. She's still respecting the space around my feet. She's not trying to push into me. She's not leaning on me. So I'm going to leave her alone. If I keep fiddling with her now, she won't know that she's doing the right thing by giving me that space. So as soon as she does what I've asked her to do, she knows she gets left alone. That's how she processes the information to learn, to improve and to respect my space more.